So what do you think are the odds that the idea that you have of Christ is really Christ, can actually be related to the man himself? Odds are the idea that we have of Christ is little more than an idol, where we've taken the parts that we like and thrown out the parts that we don't. We can fashion this idea and call it Christ, and that is idolization. And the parts that we've thrown out, the parts of God that we've rejected, we demonize because they don't fit into our idol. Let's look at, I guess we'll call it the diametric model between traditional and Gnostic Christianity. The Gnostics, people who have gone far off the deep end into Luciferian philosophy and associate Christ with Lucifer. Anything that goes against Luciferic, ideology is deemed as demonic. Any example of authority demonized. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you have the more, I guess we'll call them traditionally minded Christians. It associates Christ with all that which the Luciferians hate, and then it looks at the Luciferic and Lucifer as a demon. It is just, it explicitly says it throughout Scripture, labels Lucifer as the devil, or at the very least associates them together. And anything that has to do with chaos or the earth, to a certain extent, in the traditional Christian cosmology is demonized, while the Luciferians and Gnostics idolize the Luciferic and Gnostic, and everything that comes with that, like technology, the exception, and the foreign, and the strange. The Archonic are all about the rule, while the Luciferic are all about the exception. This is why Christ has been associated with Abraxas, and his two legs were the two snakes, the two serpents, the one with the dragon's head and one with the lions, the Dracon and the Archon, Lucifer and Yaldabaoth, the Gnostic versus traditional understandings of Christ. Christ, the man himself, stands above both of those. He transcends them. They're little more than legs that he stands with. There's hell on the left and right of us, and we have to find our way to navigate through the middle, and to turn both of these serpents into legs to stand upon. We have to transcend them. Easier said than done. I mean, it's so easy to say. What does it even mean? What is that supposed to look like in practice? That's a whole nother thing. But I think the best that we can do is just keep our eyes on Christ. Focus on the icons, focus on the scripture, and be cognizant of its bias. Be cognizant of the fact that traditionally there's been a Archonic idolization and a Luciferic demonization, therefore. But remember that it's not very much, and that it's really all we have, and it's not something that should be thrown away or disregarded regardless of whatever minute bias it may have. The only reason why it seems to have such an Archonic taste to it is because modernity is overtly Luciferian. Modernity is totally and utterly, from a traditional worldview, demonic. We are the problem there. We are more Gnostic than probably any other time in history. So, yeah, focus on Christ, the contact that you have with him through everything, through creation itself, through every single human being, and the contact that you can have with him through the scriptures, and through iconography, and through participation in the liturgy. Once you stop idolizing, you see that everything's in the will of God, that there's no escaping the good, that there are no demons. There's just, I guess we could call them left-handed angels. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below.